All right, thanks, guys. Just want to say congratulations to my Patreon members who picked up 6 more wins yesterday. That's right, we won 6 games on that Patreon website. We do daily premium picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. Link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and get into our NBA slate of action here for Sunday. And we're going to start off with the Mavericks taking on the Raptors, 3:30 Eastern tip-off in Toronto. The Raptors are the 2.5-point favorite, total at 217 and a hook. We saw a 0.5 point fade of Toronto in movement upward on the total. The Raptors open 3.5 down to -2.5. Total open 216 up to 217 and a hook. 54% of the consensus are leaning toward Dallas. 77% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Mavs are plus $1.20 on the money line. Now, Dallas has failed to cover the point spread in 3 out of their last 6. They're also allowing 110 points per contest on the road. Toronto, on the other side, right in the middle of a 4-game winning streak. They're also 12-3 straight up at home. This Raptors squad is tied for first place in the Atlantic Division. Kyle Lowry's averaging 20 points a game, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Freddie VanVleet, 18 points a game, 7 assists for him. And Serge Ibaka, 14 points a game, 8 rebounds for the Raptors. Toronto's 10-5 against the spread at home this year, 20-8 overall for the year, straight up. They rank in the top 10 in offensive rebounding, top 5 in offensive three-point percentage. They're allowing just 105 points per contest, and their opponents are shooting just 41% from the field. A couple more things to add about Toronto. They rank in the top 5 in home scoring, and they're in the top 10 in offensive field goal percentage at home as well. Now, 2 out of Toronto's last 3 games did get over the number. They're also 10-5 to the over at home. Meanwhile, Dallas 4-1 to the over in their last 5 themselves. 10-3 to the over when traveling. I'm going to lean toward the home chalk in this one. Give me the Raptors -2.5 and the over 217 and a hook in that game. Next matchup, Hornets taking on the Celtics, 6 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Boston. The Celtics are the 13-point favorite, total at 209.5. We saw a 0.5 point move toward Boston and movement upward on the total. The Celtics open 12.5 up to -13. Total open 209 up to 209.5. 64% are leaning Boston, 59% shaded toward the over. Right now, Charlotte is plus 900 on the money line. Now, Charlotte's just 1-3 straight up in their last 4 games. They're also just 6-10 on the road this year. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage. They're scoring just 104 points per contest. They've also lost 8 out of their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Boston. A couple more things to add about Charlotte. They rank in the bottom 5 in defensive field goal percentage. They're also dead last in offensive field goal percentage at home. They're scoring just 100 points per contest when traveling, and they rank in the bottom 10 in road defensive rebounding. Now, Boston on the other side, winners in their last 2 straight. They're also 11-1 at home this year. They're in first place in the Atlantic Division, 19-7 overall, 6-2 straight up in their last 8. Kemba Walker's averaging 23 points a game, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Jason Tatum, 21 points a game, 7 rebounds. And Jaylen Brown, 20 points a game, 7 boards for him. The Celtics rank in the top 3 in points allowed, top 5 in defensive rebounding. They're averaging 114 points per contest at home. Meanwhile, they're allowing just 104 points per contest in that same category. 2 out of Boston's last couple of games stayed under the number. They're also 5-2 to the under in their last 7. Charlotte, 3-2 to the under in their last 5 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the home chalk in this one. Give me Boston -13 and the under 209.5 in that game. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Sunday's NBA action. But before we dive into some more of that, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again, we picked up 6 big wins yesterday on that website. We do daily premium picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. And if you want to check out my current record for free, you can do that right now. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com /Brock Page. All right, let's go ahead and get into our next game. That is going to be the Clippers taking on the Thunder, and that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think I got all of them. Anyway, sorry about that. Next game, Clippers taking on the Thunder, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in OKC. Sorry, thinking out loud there. Anyway, the Clippers are the 2-point favorite on the road, total at 222.5. We saw a half a point fade of Los Angeles and movement downward on the total. The Clippers opened 2.5 down to -2. Total opened 223 down to 222 and a hook. 69% are leaning Clippers, 86% shaded toward the over. Right now, OKC is plus $1.10 on the money line. Now, the OKC has failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4 games. They're also 5.5 games back in the Northwest Division. They rank in the bottom 3 in offensive rebounding. Meanwhile, their opponents are shooting 46% from the field in OKC. The Thunder rank in the, dead last in home offensive rebounding. Now, the Clippers on the other side, winners in 6 out of their last 8. They also covered 75% of their games in their last 8 as well. They rank in the top 5 in scoring, top 3 in offensive rebounding. Paul George is averaging 25 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 steals. Lou Williams, 19 points a game, 6 assists. And Montrezl Harrell, 19 points a game, 8 rebounds. This Clipper squad ranks in the top 3 in defensive field goal percentage, top 10 in road offensive rebounding. They're averaging 115 points per contest on the road. Meanwhile, their opponents are they're holding their opponents to just 44% from the field. That's, of course, when the Clippers are traveling as well. Now, the Clippers are 4-1 to the over in their last 5, 8-7 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, OKC 4-0 to the over in their last 4 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the road favorite in this one. Give me the Clippers -2 and the over 222.5 in that game. Next matchup, Pacers taking on the Bucks, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Milwaukee. The Bucks are -7.5, total 219 and a hook. Saw a 1-point move toward Milwaukee and movement downward on the total. Bucks open 6.5 up to -7.5. Total open 221 down to 219 and a hook. 61% are leaning Milwaukee, 69% shaded toward the over. Right now the Pacers are plus $3 on the money line. Indiana right in the middle of a 5-game winning streak where they went 5-0 against the spread in those 5 victories. They rank in the top 5 in points allowed, top 10 in defensive rebounding. Malcolm Brogdon's averaging 19 points a game, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. TJ Warren, 18 points a game, 4 rebounds. And Miles Turner, 12 points a game, 6 boards for him. The Pacers are 18-11 against the spread overall for the year. First in road 3-point percentage. Meanwhile, they're giving up just 105 points per contest on the road. Milwaukee on the other side, bottom 3 in free throw percentage, bottom 10 in defending the 3-ball, bottom 10 in defensive rebounding at home. Meanwhile, 4 out of Milwaukee's last 6 did get over the total. They're also 9-7 to the over at home. I'm going to purchase the half a point, buy it up, and take Indiana +8 and the over 219.5 in that game. Of course, I'm going to slide to my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Nuggets taking on the Lakers, 9:30 Eastern tip-off in Los Angeles. The Lakers are the 5.5-point favorite, total at 209. Saw a 1-point fade of Los Angeles and movement upward on the total. Lakers open 6.5 down to -5.5. Total open 208 up to 209. 61% are leaning Nuggets, 78% shaded toward the over. Right now, Denver is plus 245 on the money line. Now, the Nuggets have failed to cover the point spread in their last 3 straight. They're also just 5-6 against the spread on the road. They failed to cover against the likes of Minnesota, Orlando, and the New York Knicks in their last 3 games. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage on the road. They're averaging just 104 points per contest when traveling. Lakers on the other side, winners in 7 out of their last 9. They're also 10-2 straight up at home this year, top 10 in scoring, first in offensive field goal percentage. Anthony Davis is averaging 28 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Kyle Kuzma, 11 points a game, 3 rebounds for him. This Lakers squad is 8-4 against the spread at the Staples Center. They also rank in the top 3 in points allowed. Meanwhile, defensively, they're giving up just 101 points per contest on their home court. 4 out of the Lakers' last 5 stayed under the total. They're also 7-5 to the under at home. Nuggets on the other side, 6-3 to the under in their last 9 themselves. 18-9 to the under overall for the year. I'm going to lean Lakers minus 5.5 and the under 209 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we do daily premium picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We picked up 6 winning picks yesterday on that website for Saturday. All right, I like the Lakers minus 5.5 under 209. Clippers minus 2 over 222 and a hook. Indiana plus 8 over 219.5. Boston minus 13 under 209 and a hook. And last but certainly not least, I like Toronto minus 2.5 and the over 217.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Shout out to Nelson Baez Mata, Ninji Chris, Jamit Patel, Stephen Lewis, Vernon Williard, Mark Alva, Ralph Purtuando, Daniel Monet Ferreira, Nick Soto, John Doe, Vinny Smoove. Shout out to Layla W., Joe Davis, Jerry David, Blacks Blazer, and last but certainly not least, shout out to Blue Colonial. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon, where once again we do daily premium picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. Link for that site is in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into our Spanish edition, also known as Edición en Español. Tengo Lakers menos... let's try that again. Uno más. Lakers menos 5.5 y los bajos. Clippers menos 2 y las altas. Indiana con puntos y las altas. Boston menos 13 y los bajos. Y final, Toronto menos 2.5 y las altas. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you on patreon.com/BrockPage.